Um, we are live, and we are just doing more vibe coding of this AI bot. Is
From the tip of my nose, my head goes, yeah, I feel it starts. I got lights in my soul, shade in my heart. This ain't me, but it's close. That's my favorite part. It's all good. Grab a cup and get you stupid on.
so let's see.
All the times they change and we remain the same. We always were. And if you're tired again, ignore the pain and smile through the hurt. Oh no, it's all coming back again, and I don't wanna waste your time. Just trying to make you understand. Yeah, maybe I'm a broken man, but I still work. No, I don't wanna waste your time.
And so that's the idea. What we're gonna be doing is we have this AI bot that I'm trying to fix. And it's taking a long time for it to be fixed, but it's we're gonna be making AI generated clips via AI. And so we'll see how that. And so yeah, right now we're reading it. We're just fixing some issue. So I have the AI bot working, but it needs to be on GPU. It's right now it's not on GPU, fortunately.
And if life's just a game, I'd like to learn how to play. And if it's all the same, I'd like to do this again. And if life's just a game, I'd like to learn how to play. And if it's all the same, I'd like to try this again.
That's to download a bunch of stuff.
I don't wanna waste your time, just trying to make you understand. Yeah, maybe I'm a broken man, but I still work. No, I don't wanna waste your time, just trying to make you understand. Yeah, maybe I'm a broken man, but I still work. And if life's just a game, I gotta learn how to play.
Yeah, these extra tabs. It's like so many extra tabs now these days on these freaking pages. Yeah. So we're gonna be. Oh, I don't know. It'll work, but we'll see. I fixed some of the things in this library already, but it's still kind of annoying to get it to work. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is like it'll take like 5 minutes to build. It's really annoying. But I guess what are we gonna do after this? What are we doing? So I need to get this working on GPU. Maybe we'll write a to-do. AI bot to-do. Get working on GPU. Fix PR that makes local work and submit it. Main. Oh. Automate clip generation. Post Reddit. Those are the 4 things we don't have done yet. We need to get done. Something to do with, I don't even know what this means. I guess what else can we do? I guess we need titles too. So flip titles, post titles, Reddit. We need a scheduling system, like a page where, okay, find streamer bots. That's what I need to do. And then create clip from the find button. Something like that. Basically, I just want to go down a list and like click people and then have it, and then I'll have it like submit a clip. Tracking. Current ready to go clips. Also, add slight extra room at beginning and of clip so things aren't cut off. A lot of stuff to do. We might be able to do all of it though. Man, taking a long time. Last up. We'll see. And I think that's it. I don't know if we need anything else in this. I guess like extras are allow streamer to upload, create highlight reel, and upload to highlight channel. Get out like a YouTube support. That doesn't seem that crazy. What are other things to add? Yes, to like an AI auto clipping. Okay, deploy to clips.gg. That's one. And then yeah, like when it's on clips.gg, then that'll be awesome. And there's a lot of things to do for if I wanted to deploy to that, I guess. I guess there's get GPU working on cloud services. Allow login system. Enable monetization. or something. I don't know. Make free. Give free keys. That'd be cool. I could just. This is a company, all right? Maybe I just actually turn this into a company. I might do it. I think I could do it. Give free keys to anyone who supports subreddit. That would be cool. It's like, and then, you know, once they're supporting me, then it's like, that's like a good trade. And then you can get it for free. I mean, I guess I'm already going to be generating clips myself. So if I'm generating clips of a streamer already, it's already available. Right? But yeah, basically, yeah, because that stuff will already be available, right? Like, it'll already be clips ready to go for somebody. And then I guess I could just, like, allow them to upload it to their channel. And so, yeah, I guess that would be cool. And then, like, now I'm, like, powering a bunch of streamers' clips. Because, yeah, then it, like, helps everybody. It, like, helps everybody if I'm... If I'm already doing the work. But, yeah, and so if I'm already doing the work, then it's free, right? And, you know, I can charge other people money, but, not necessarily these kind of streamers that I'm working with. Right? Okay, and yeah, and then, like, then it's like a company. That would be funny if I accidentally turn this into a company. It is a cool idea. And, like, even just, I do think that even a couple of these features makes my thing better than everybody else's. right? Like a Reddit spam button is pretty useful, right? Well, like, what could I do with Reddit? I could have an auto post to Reddit. Like, do I charge money for that? Charge money for clippers? Offer money to people to post clips? Clip view tracking. That's a good one. Imagine power clippers use this. A streamer uploads their VOD and anyone can reshare the shorts, clips, etc. Optional bounty. So here would be the idea. Here's why this thing could be better than most other people. What people need right now is they need these bounty things. It's not just enough to find the cool clips. You also want these to be posted everywhere on the platform. And so if a streamer does this, they can like put that, they can like find this, or they can like have their stuff automatically there, and they can let other clippers copy off of this and like repost it as like a directory of clips that they want reposted. And then other people can come in and take those clips and then post it everywhere. Bam. That is a business model. Like opt in. Opt in. I think it's a good idea. It's like a combined thing. But yeah, so that would be the idea. That's like the idea of how to get these power clippers on board. Is this could be almost like a power clipper resharing thing. You know, yeah, it's powered by this AI clipping thing. And then the streamer doesn't have to do anything. It's like free money for the streamer to be able to have their stuff reshared. I mean, you know, with Iran, hopefully we'll get a new government. It's just that's always the hard part, right? So you know, they were not, you know, Iran's been causing problems in the Middle East for quite a while, is what I'll say. And so something needed to be done about them, because it's not gonna, you just can't just let a country keep doing what they're doing for decades. But we'll see. Like, if you're gonna strike, you gotta make sure you win. And yeah, and so what are we doing? And so yeah, this is gonna be an AI clipping. It's not just about the AI clipping stuff. It's about the resharing. That other part is where the value is, and I don't think anybody is doing that right now. Like, nobody is just having their clips out there available for people to use, and like in an easily shareable way. Because you should want that, and so you could like have this army of people. You could even like auto post. That's a good one. Auto post. Have everyone follow streamer and all auto post at the same time. Right? I left Twitch. I was at my 4-year vest date, so I get all my stock. And honestly, even by that time, even in 2021, it was clear that the company was a mess. And so, you know, I could see the writing on the wall with that company quite early. But yeah, man, I actually got a company. I actually got an idea for something, and a domain name. A really good domain name. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody else is doing this. Like it should be obvious to combine the auto clipping stuff with the whatever. You could even have like bounties, like bounties right in the service. Click button, get money. Analyze channel, etc. Take a cut. But yeah, I don't know. I just gotta get it out. I gotta get it done. And there's like 10 things to get done before it works. How does the AI know what's funny? It just does. What do you mean? AI is just good. It's solved. The Turing test is complete. It just has a sense of humor, and it can find good clips. It's pretty great. Everybody vibe codes. We're all vibe coders. I'm telling you right now, the entire industry is using AI. Like, I don't consider you even a developer if you don't have AI central to your workflow right now. You're just not a software engineer. Is how bad it is. So, there are companies that do auto clipping, but they don't have a key part that I've figured out right now. Is that they don't combine together auto clipping with view count bounties. Right? So there's two parts of this industry right now. There's this bounty thing, and then there's like these clippers. And what we need is a tool that makes the auto clipping really, really easy for the clippers. And you combine that with a bounty in the site. And you got an idea. Or you do it for free, right? It doesn't even have to be a bounty. There could be like free ones. Like people could rent out their IP just so it's posted places, right? So there are paid clippers. If you go on Twitter right now and you see all these people posting clips of content, those people are all getting paid. They're getting paid money for posting a clip. Some of them are like millions of dollars. I'm serious. And so this is like a whole new industry right now, is these clippers. And so you could build a bounty system for that. Basically, I'm trying to get a piece of that pie, and I think I could do it. Yeah, and then also, I mean, I also think maybe I can put Reddit in here some way, but I don't know. It's a person, because I think that there is a lot of work that goes into that. It's not easy for somebody to just sign up onto a website and now they're in a clipping program. You have to go, like, you have to apply to it. You have to go through some full process. It's not just an easy one-click button kind of a thing here. Yeah, but okay, so yes, they are getting paid by the streamers, and there are easier ways of doing that. So that whole process of whatever it is that they're doing, there's an easier method. And so if you can do this easier for both sides, then they'll pay you for that ease of use. Right? How it would work in practice, I guess, is that there would be the market that we'd be going after is some people who might not be doing this enough. So imagine somebody has a Twitter account and they want to get into the clipping business, right? Maybe they have like 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers, whatever. It might not make sense for these people to do all this work to get paid by the streamer. But if you can, in a couple of clicks, start getting paid money, then it's a lot easier. Okay. No, there's more than just 20 accounts. There's a whole bunch of accounts. There's a whole bunch of people who could be in the clipping game who aren't. And even for the big ones, if there's an easier way of getting this stuff, that means, like, if there's less work then you'll pay for it. Like, you pay for things that save you money. Especially if it's easy. Like, some of these people, like, this is like their full-time job is doing clipping. You know, imagine if that process of doing the full-time job was easier. Right? So yeah, I mean, people pay money for easy. And yeah, and there's a lot of other Twitter accounts. There's a lot of people who might want to get into the business. I think it's actually a ton. It's not just 20 people. Like, there are whole groups. There's whole communities that do. I mean, what I'm saying, telling you is that there's whole groups of communities that do this. There are whole discords full of hundreds, thousands, hundreds of people. Maybe not thousands, but it's a bunch of people who do this. That's why there's companies on this that do this. There are whole companies that focus on just this paid clipping service. Yeah. I'm not sure what you think, whether or not somebody makes fun of you matters or not. Like, if that's what you're talking about, if that's what you're worried about, is like who made fun of you, you're already on levels of like not understanding the situation. Like, you're already like far gone at that point. Like, social clout is such a weird goal to have. You can have it to like achieve something, to like weaponize it, to like use it as a tool. But to just have clout for the sake of clout, very boring to me. Successful at what? Like, let's see if I succeeded on this thing yet. Okay, this is not out yet. You have to understand that there are different goals people have. And whether or not some people make fun of you is like such a doesn't matter kind of a thing for like like you're just already into nonsense land here. But I think that's hard for people to understand because they can only, a lot of people can only see themselves through how other people perceive them. And they don't have it. It's called intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. And there's a pretty big difference between those two things. I mean, here's an example of one goal. One goal that I have is getting Congress to release the Twitch files. That's a goal, right? And they're not looking at my YouTube videos. This is so annoying. But yeah. And yeah, so I think this could be a company though. Like now this is like I can add like 4 or 5 features to this and then it's a company. What happens once they release them? I mean, I think it's a pretty big deal. I think that's gonna make some social media waves. Is the answer? Yeah, because there's gonna be a bunch of content out about pretty important stuff related to the tech industry, because it wasn't just Twitch that had interviews. There was also Reddit and Discord and Steam. And these people aren't put under oath enough. They're not putting... It's rare you can get these people in a situation where they have to tell the truth. And so, yeah, I think that's going to... I do think that's going to be a big deal. Yeah, so they forgot to release them, basically. And so because they forgot, that's why they didn't release them, and so they needed to be reminded. And so now that the committee has been told about it, basically. They confirmed that they, like, walked to the office. Basically, the intern walked to an office. And yeah, I mean, I think it'll matter. Like, it matters among the industries that matter, right? So and that's just like one thing, right? This is just like one plot that I have. There's others, right? There's this whole clip. So there's this whole like clips.gg thing that I'm doing. I mean, this could be a full company actually, but I'm not going to turn this into a company right now. But I'm just using it to kind of jumpstart a subreddit, basically. But yeah, okay, I need to restart this. Why would I care about my brand? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if my brand is toxic. There's lots of toxic brands. Okay, I need to shut down this. What's happening? Yeah, something wrong with the processes. No, it doesn't matter. No, bro. No, you're. That stuff doesn't matter. Like you don't have the right mindsets here. How do I put this? I am not in a situation where I have anything to lose. You gotta understand that. I still am a nobody. I'm nothing. Right? Like I don't think you understand that. Is that I am a nobody. Complete nobody. Here. There's nothing to burn. There's nothing to set on fire. There's nothing to blow up. And so this whole idea of like, well, you got to worry about your, there's no brand here, dude. What are you talking about? I'm an idiot on the internet. And so if you think of yourselves like that, you become a lot more free to do quite a lot of things. And in some ways, it's kind of an enviable position that not a lot of people can. That's fine. I don't need people to get it on board. I can do it all myself. That's the thing. Like, you gotta. There's okay. First of all, I do have people on board. You're just not aware of this, right? I do have people doing work for me right now. And here's the thing. I am fine if 100 people ignore me. I am fine if 1,000 people ignore me and think that I'm silly. If I can get one single person who will do some work for me, that's what you gotta understand. And so, like, when you say these things, it's just you're really missing the point here. And so that's how you got to think about things. It's like somebody in my position. I was nothing, and never was anything. And so there's nothing to set on fire. There's nothing to burn. There's nothing to lose. I can just do what I want. Achieve the goals that I want. And nobody can stop me. Right? Because there's so many things that somebody can do. As a nobody. It's the virality is like nothing. So I'm doing some things. I'm doing some shots in the dark, I'll say, with some virality stuff. But that the vast majority of stuff that I'm doing has nothing to do with like getting views on my YouTube channel. I don't expect so even like the Congress stuff, right? The reason why I did a lot of videos about the Congress stuff is not because I think it's going to achieve anything. Instead, I'm setting it up for to be able to take credit for it later, right? And so when things get when I have accomplished this goal, I can then point back. I can point back to the statements that I made, and then kind of take credit for it, right? So that's and so like all of the things that I'm doing are entirely from the perspective of, can I just kind of like do it myself on my own? But yeah, when I get some people, it is kind of magical when I do get some people to do some work. But it's not at all even necessary. And so yeah, that's the idea. The YouTube stuff and the streaming stuff is tangential, right? So I do streams to brainstorm, and so even Like, I'm not here. I do this for my benefit. And I have, because I've gotten some good ideas from people, even with like 5 people in chat, 10 people in chat. That is useful enough to do some brainstorming, right? I mean, specifically on streaming, like I'm absolutely not cut out for streaming, is what I'll say. Because in order to stream, you have to do this thing where you're like stream 8 hours a day for like years. I cannot do that, right? That is absolutely not something that I could do, like for real. And so, yeah, that the goal isn't like on the topic of streaming to succeed there. And you don't have to like immediately succeed on everything. Like you just, here's what you gotta understand. When you're trying to achieve something, you can just do it. You can just like try 100 things. And there's not like a loss. There's not like a lose scenario here. Right? Like you try one thing, it doesn't work. That's fine. You try a different thing. No. Talking to AI, the problem is like when you're talking to AI, you're like, then you're prompting stuff. It's very, very different than like random ideas that like a user would come up with, and like doing work while kind of talking to people. And so, yeah, you don't have to be certain that every single thing you're doing will succeed. Because there's basically no downside. And so you're asking the wrong question when you say, you're asking the wrong question when you say stuff like, how do you know you'll win or succeed or whatever? What you should actually be thinking about is, what are you losing? And if the answer is nothing, then you should do it. Correct. There is no lose scenario for most people. No, nothing sets me apart. No, here's the whole thesis. The reason I'm engaging. That is the whole thesis statement that I have. I am no different than you. I am no different than anybody else. Anybody else could have, been calling Congress and asking them. I mean, I'm just picking that as an example because that's like something I did. I didn't brag about who I was on the phone. I didn't say like, you should, I am this important person, this YouTuber, and therefore you must release these files. All I did is I called somebody up on the phone, and then I like asked them to release the files. And I did this like 3 or 4 times over the course of a week. And then now they're talking to the committee about it. Right? Like, that's my whole point. Anybody can do this stuff. I am nothing special. I am a nobody. And you got to see that and go for it anyway. That's and people do this thing that you're doing, where you say like, oh, what if I'm not qualified? What if it doesn't work out? What about, and these are just excuses, dude. These are excuses because you don't want to do anything. And you could just say that. You could just say I don't want to do anything. But I'm not sure why you would be so mad that other people are doing something just because you're too lazy to. Right? And so that's the idea. It's like, just And so you got to think of yourselves that way. You got to think of yourselves as a nobody, as somebody who's just the same as everybody else, and you got to think about what you can do anyway, like that. But I think that really, I think that really scares people to get the idea that you don't actually have to have credentials to do anything. You can just do it. It's really annoying. It's taking a long time. And yeah, so just like stop having excuses, dude. Stop making excuses for why you can't do stuff. And that's what everybody does. They make an excuse. No, you're still asking the wrong question. The question that you ask is, you gotta do a thing. Like, okay, let's take the Congress example, right? So no, I'm not an authority. You don't understand. You don't get this. I am not an authority. I am a regular person, just like everybody else. Nobody is an authority. I really need to go over this. People have a really hard time understanding the video that I did, I think. Well, it depends on what your goal is. So if your goal is to do nothing with your life, then don't listen to me, right? No, that's the point. That's the point. Is like you don't have to be an authority to have these opinions either. Like, you're still doing the authority thing here again. Like get that out of your mind. This authority thing, right? Here's how the world works. There are people. They have goals. And you can just achieve a goal if you want to. I'm not one. I'm not an authority. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, anybody in my, anybody, no, here's the problem that you're having. You are seeing me try to do something, and then you assume that in order to try to do that thing, that you have to be an authority. That's the wrong thinking. You do not have to be an authority to realize all of these things. You do not have to be a smart person, a special being, to get it, to understand all of these things, or like, no, you don't have to. You don't have to be good at anything to figure this stuff out. You just have to stop being afraid. And there's nothing special about not being afraid. I mean, the authority it's like kind of like what the guy's like implying right now. It's like implying that in order to succeed, in order to tell somebody what to do, in order to figure something out, that like therefore you have to be some special super duper special person. You don't. And so he keeps repeating over and over again, saying like, well, but you're telling us what to do. Doesn't that mean that you're an authority? No, it does not. That's the point. Anybody can do this. Anybody can figure this out. It is nothing special to be at this level of of like figuring this stuff out. No, I'm not special. That's the point. That's the point. I am not. No, what I'm saying is that you do not have to be an authority to give advice. You're assuming that by giving an advice that makes you an authority. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying quite the opposite. That does not make you, like the thing that you're doing that you think I'm doing does not make somebody an authority. No, I am. He just said, in order to give advice on a subject, that's presenting yourself as an authority. I'm saying that you can do that. You can give advice on a subject while not being an authority. That it does not make you an authority to do all these things. You're not an authority when you do this thing. All right, cool. That works. No. I'm saying you don't have to be an authority to give advice. There's the difference. I'm not sure why you think like... No, here's it. You're still doing it again. I'm not sure why you think being an authority makes you more likely to get stuff right. It doesn't. These are unrelated things. Being correct on something is unrelated to the authority. Yeah, and so the answer of why so not why should you're still asking the wrong question. The question isn't about me. The question you should be asking is this advice correct? Those are very different things. And you keep on focusing on me as if I matter. I don't matter. No, I'm not. No. I'm saying you should be asking yourself, is it correct or not? This is different from saying, who is this person? What is this person's experience? What is this person's credentials? Like, what does this person have to do or say these things? These are different things. So no, you're still. It doesn't matter who gives the advice. You're still focusing on that. You're still focusing on. No, you're still focusing on. Ask the question. Ask the question: is the advice correct or not? Don't ask the question: who's saying it? Don't ask the question of what credentials does somebody have? What do they have to prove to the world? What have they accomplished? Don't ask any of those things. What degree do they have? Like, don't ask, does the president like them? Don't ask how many friends they have. Ask the question, is it correct or not? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No. 2 plus 2, it doesn't, if you say 2 plus 2 equals 4, it doesn't matter who says that, dude. Either 2 plus 2 is 4 or not. What a person should do is that they should try to follow correct advice. That is different from trying to seek out an expert. These are significantly different things. So, the question you have to ask is it correct or not? Like you're not until you can get to this point, you're not going to get it, right? Like you have to get to that. Like you're never gonna get to this point unless that is your goal here, right? Your goal should not be to find authorities. Your goal should be, is it correct or not? Stop asking, how do you get to it? Stop asking, whatever. What is the goal? What is the question? Is it true or is it false? Don't do a meta thing. You keep doing a meta thing. Like you keep. No, here's what, this is like the reason I'm getting wine good on this is this is like so important. You're doing all of these things. Every single excuse, every single dodge, every single fleeing, cowardly argument you're making to run away from the question that matters. and you're running away from it. You're running away from the question. Stop running away from the question. So step one, in order to understand anything that I have to say, you have to start from step one. Is it true or is it false? Until you can answer that question, you're gone. Like you're lost. Okay, so you have to do step one. No, you guys aren't getting it because you can't. You can't. We're not gonna get anywhere until you get out of, unless you guys get out of this mindset. The mindset should be, is something true or not? That is always the goal. Is something right? Is something wrong? Not who said it. No, no, because you guys are dodging it. You guys are dodging the question like 100 times past Sunday. So is it correct or not? No, you didn't. Do you even know what? Okay, you need to repeat what my advice is. What is the thing that I'm recommending? Unless you can say that, you need to say what my argument is first. Say what my argument is first, and say if you agree with it or not. Do that first. What is my argument? Do 1 or 2 sentences into what my argument is. Say if you agree with it or not. Yeah, see, like that. That's what I'm saying. It's like whether somebody should concentrate on. Okay, so then I'm correct. So like, no. Here's the thing. You get to that point. Now what? Now what do I matter? It doesn't matter that I said it. Like, and the answer is, you have to see what works. That's the answer. You need to find the stuff that works or not. That's how you do it. You need to try something. You need to have an evidence-based approach. So that's the answer. You try something. You do a thing. Did it work? Did it not work? And then you adjust. That's how you do it. Nope, that is. No, that's it. You see what things are working, and that's how you do it. In like general, no, you're still not. You're still like, it's not through credentials, right? So whatever it is, you should see. You shouldn't be looking at credentials or whatever. You need to be seeing what works for you. That's how you do it. So whatever works for you, that's what it is. And like you're gone. You're gone if you're no, you're gone if you're looking at credentials here. You're still not getting it. It's like, it doesn't matter. No, I think that no. Here's the thing. How do I put this? Basically, yes, you do try everything. You basically do try everything. Yes. So here's the thing. Like, yeah, you try a bunch of things. No, you try, you're still not getting it. Here's the idea. And here's what you're running from. Here's what you're running. You're running from something, right? What you're running from is this idea that a person can't really figure it out for themselves. The vast majority of things that you do, that you try, you're going into like far off extreme hypotheticals, not really like figuring out. The vast majority of things that you try, you can just try. And there's almost no downside to it. For most things in the world, you can just put some effort into it. You can do the obvious things. So that's what you do. You do the obvious things. You try it out, see if it works, and then you go from there. You know, obviously, there are extreme examples. The extreme examples are, what do you do if you're a doctor, right? So if you're a doctor, it is okay to care about credentials, right? No, you're not. So if you are a doctor, but this isn't most things in life. The vast majority of things in life are not a life or death scenario. The vast majority of things in life, you can try, you can fail, and that will get to your result much further than obsessing about credentials. And people like you guys get into this excuse where you're running away from doing stuff, from trying things, by saying like, well, what about this extreme hypothetical? So yeah, so I concede that in the extreme hypotheticals, yes, you can care about credentials. You can look to the people who are super successful or whatever. But beyond that, just look at the obvious thing. No, it's not a huge waste of time. Do you know it's a huge waste of time? Not doing anything. No, you are. No, because you're talking about should you take advice from homeless people and crackheads? So let's say you're a regular person going about your life. Is that really the best thing that you came up with? Right? So like you have a regular person, they have a goal. Pick a goal, anything, any goal at all. They don't know anything about it. Like they could pick a goal of like I want to learn how to paint. Okay? No. So you like somebody has a random goal, like I want to learn how to paint, right? Most people can figure that out, right? I'm not saying that there is literally zero value into, okay, sure, you can look up a YouTube video, you can see what somebody else did, and then you try it out, right? I'm not saying that you never do that. But if you're obsessing over this, that you have to think that, like, I'm suggesting taking advice from homeless people, right? You're missing the point. No, you just do. I'm saying whatever you're doing now, you're doing the extreme stupid things, right? So imagine you're a regular person. No, it's not what I'm arguing. It's not what my argument is. You could ask one. You could ask an art teacher. And then you try it out. But if you're obsessed, if you're paralyzing yourself with the idea that no, it's that you're like, the point here is get to the point where you're trying things. This can sometimes include trying out things from experts. But if you're sitting around here making excuses, what I'm saying here is that if you're trying to learn how to paint and you ended up in a situation where you spent weeks watching YouTube tutorials, making up all the excuses, saying every single thing that you're saying, if you do that, you've lost. No, it's not. It's not. It's how do you find advice? That is the implementation. If you're trying to find advice, that is implementation, right? No, it's not an extreme hypothetical, right? So when I say, hey, don't spend weeks looking up YouTube tutorials and not doing anything, this is what most people do. This is the standard case. This is the average case. They waste their time coming up with excuses, doing what you're doing, where you devil's advocate yourself. Where you devil's advocate yourself into not doing anything. When you just do the obvious thing. So there's things in life, just do the obvious stuff. And try it out, see what works, see what doesn't, and go from there. the topic here is that people are obsessing with this idea that you have to be an expert, that you have to know everything about what you're doing, that you have to prove yourself to the world before you try something and do something. And if you disagree with me, if you think that I'm strawmanning you, then great, you agree with me. So if that is a straw man where you're saying, I agree with you that you should just try things. I agree with you that it doesn't matter if you have credentials. I agree with you that you should just like do some very obvious thing. Yeah, sure, look up a YouTube tutorial or whatever. Great. So great. So if you're not arguing that, then you agree with me. Awesome. So if you are not arguing that, then you agree with me that you should just go out and try things. You agree with me that you should stop paralyzing yourself, that you should stop worrying about things, that you should stop freaking out, and that's my argument. Great, you agree with me, right? So that's the answer. And how this relates to me, the reason why we're bringing it back on topic, which is you guys were asking me questions about like these are like very stupid questions, which is what why should like you guys were asking these very stupid questions about like, well, how do you know if you're gonna succeed or not? As it relates to me. Well, the answer is it doesn't matter. I can just try things. Right? I can just like try things. I can just do stuff. And then go from there. Right? And so like you asking, like, because that's how it started. At the very beginning, this started by you guys asking me like, well, you haven't succeeded yet. What are your credentials? Why should people listen to you? That's fine. Like that's what you're doing when you don't need that. Right? You can get some basic advice. It's okay to get basic advice, but if you're doing this, if you're saying this in response to somebody else trying something out, what I'm saying here is like, if you've even tried something, if you have even tried to paint, you are better than 100 other people who have watched YouTube tutorials. Because most people don't try. Most people don't even do that. Like you're already, if you're no. Then you're not understanding what my point is. Because you guys started off from the beginning basically criticizing me. If you're not, then so okay, that's fine. So either you are criticizing me or not. If you're not criticizing me, then I don't know why you guys asked this question in the first place, right? Because no, you guys were doing the thing where you asked these questions about, look, how do you know if you're going to succeed or not? How do you know if you're going to win or not? It doesn't matter. And so in the context of that, okay, so if you are criticizing me, then my point stands. My point stands is just try it out. My point stands is it doesn't, in the context of me, I can just call Congress and see if it works. And that's fine, because I didn't lose anything by making a phone call. So in the context of me, hyper analyzing things, being super perfect and going to all the experts and wasting your time isn't the correct answer. So that criticism would be false, right? So that would be the context of this question, is it doesn't matter. Like, I can just try stuff. And you, by saying that, you're looking for an excuse. You're seeing somebody out there who's trying stuff and you're mad about it. Like, you're mad that somebody else is like trying stuff, right? Like, geez. You don't have to be mad that somebody else tried something. And so great, yeah, you are mad. You are because you're very intent on doing like some like weird criticism, where I tried something and because I don't have like an infinitely perfect plan, this is now some huge problem. It's not, right? So in the context of my life, I can just put out a video. I can just do that. I can just make a YouTube video. I can just stream. I can just have fun, and it's fine. It's good. There's no issues. Things have not exploded in my face. I'm not a doctor who's killed somebody because I went viral on the internet. Things are good. I'm great. Right? It's good. And so like the criticism doesn't apply, right? That's why. Things are fine. Like, no, here's the thing. You're like obsessed with this. You're obsessed with this idea that there's like some huge problem. Like people are making jokes on the internet. Like what is going on? Like why is it, no, that's what, like you're losing your mind about like tweets. Like what? Chill. It's tweets, bro. Nobody's even tweeting about me anymore. Dude, like chill. And so that's what you can just do. How do I put this? What I'm saying here is that you can just have goals. So if you think that my goal was stupid, if you think it's stupid to convince Congress to release the Twitch files, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Because I don't care that you think it's stupid. It's something that I want to do. And so, so yeah, that's like that was like a bit of a rant. That was a very roundabout way of saying that you can just have goals. You can just do stuff because you want to, not because you're obsessed over like a mean tweet about you on the internet, right? And like other people can't really get past that, I guess, because they keep like obsessing over what other people think of them. They keep obsessing over if somebody else thinks your goal is stupid. It doesn't matter, right? Like what? Like why would you let that control your life? Chill. Was the video to Spez a success or a failure? What do you mean? That was a huge success. That was a massive success. This is like the craziest thing that's ever happened to me, dude. Like this was, well, there's a couple other crazier things. And so that's the thing. You can just do stuff. You could not know where it goes. And it's fine. Like, dude, like I had like 50 million impressions. That is insane. And if you think it's silly, if you think it's stupid, that's fine. You don't have to think it's like you can think it's stupid. But from my perspective, this was like more successful beyond my wildest dreams that I ever even thought possible. Right? Yeah, yes, because so here's the thing. You understand that I lost nothing by making the video. And I got 50 million impressions. Correct, that is a success. It is a success in a way that wasn't predicted. I can say that. I can say I didn't predict this specific path to success. But that's fine. It is still, like, I would not have changed a thing. If I were to go back in time and undo it, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't undo it. And so, yeah, I would call that a massive success. That's the thing. Like, you don't have to. you can say that you don't care about that. You can say that, like, okay, you don't want the virality, whatever. But I can just disagree because I have different goals than you. And that's fine. Is Chris Chan a massive success? I guess you would have to ask him. That's the answer. I don't know what that guy wants. I mean, I guess he ended up in jail at one point, right? So if I'm going to give my opinion on what he thinks or she thinks, what I don't care about the pronouns. My guess is that they probably didn't want to go to jail, right? So, sure. So I am not in jail. That person did go to jail. What do I think they believe? If I were to think about things from them, I think that they probably didn't want to go to jail, would be my guess. And so, anytime that's where your life leads, is like ending up in jail, probably the person there didn't want that, would be my guess. So probably, but it would still, I don't know, maybe they wanted to go to jail. Who knows? Maybe they thought it was worth it. I honestly, there's some people who might be like that. I guess there's some people who they say that the time is worth the crime. That they went to jail and they don't regret it. I mean, I guess in those cases, well, I don't know. But no. But my metric. You don't understand what my metric is. What is my opinion on it? Success is defined by me. It is defined by nobody else. I gave you one of the reasons why I called it success. No. The reason why it's success is because I say it's a success. Is because I want that. Other people might not want that. So from other people's perspective, no, you're not. See, I'm defining it how. My definition is this, I can have things that I wanted. Other people might not want that. Other people might say that they like hate the fame, and that would be fine. You don't have to like that, right? Yeah, my perspective is I think it went all right. I didn't end up in jail. I didn't end up being like assaulted or anything. I mean, I ended up being a little bit doxxed, right? But that ended up going fine. So not really that many downsides. I guess some people on Twitter are mad at me. And now I get to have fun, right? And so that's the answer. And so I'm having fun is the answer. Yeah, but from my perspective, it's a massive success. Because I like it. I wouldn't have changed it. You understand that? And so that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that you're coming up with like all these like cope answers. The only thing that matters is what do I think about my situation. Nobody else's opinion matters. And so like the debate rowing thing of like, well, what about X? What about Y? What about Z? That doesn't change the fact that I'm like happy with the situation I'm in now, right? Like, right? And so it just doesn't matter. No. So my metric is that if I like it, that makes it, then that makes it's a success. So looking at the totality of the situation, where I get to have some fun on the internet, I get to go on podcasts. That's super fun. One of the things is the impressions. I don't have a list of. No, here's the thing. You're looking for like a debate bro thing, right? Where you say like, oh. So let me just show you what you do. Let's say I were to say, well, hey, I like the fact that I get to go on podcasts. Your immediate response will be like, well, are you saying that the only metric that you care about is being able to go on podcasts? What if you go on podcasts, if you're in jail, you didn't think about that one, buddy, right? And so like that's what you're doing, right? I understand what you're doing, but that's not how it works. I can just say I don't have to give a list of 1,000 examples. No, that's what I'm saying. You already did this. I gave you one of the reasons already. So one of the reasons why a success, not the only reason, was because millions of impressions. And then your immediate response was, no, and then your immediate response is, well, what about Chris Chan? Because like, okay, yeah, I would not like to be in Chris Chan's position, but I'm not in that position. Right? And so like, if you're asking me for 100 different reasons, what you're going to do is you're going to go down the list of reasons, come up with a straw man for me that doesn't apply to me, and say like, well, that's not always true. What about this other thing, right? Kind of like how I say, well, okay, you know, like that's one of the reasons why is, yeah, so in my exact circumstances, I like the things that are going on right now. That's the answer. The totality of the situation. But if I list a thing like, well, what about if you're also in jail while on a podcast? Well, then I guess my answer is, I guess you're right. In that case, you know, I guess in that case, it wouldn't be a good thing, but I don't live in that situation, right? No, you just did it with the Chris Chan thing, right? So you asked for an answer, you asked for a reason, and then you're like, well, what about Chris Chan, right? And now you're asking for like another 100 reasons. I'm not going to give you another 100 reasons because the video, it ended up in a situation that I like. So it ended up in a success that I wasn't expecting, right? But there was like 100 different ways that this could go. Yes, correct. Yes, because I get to go on podcasts. It's not because I get to go on. See, now you're doing it again, right? So you're doing it again where you say like, well, it's ridiculous that you get to go on podcasts. It's because I like the totality of the situation. So it is a success because I didn't lose anything and because I like the totality of the situation. That's why it's a success, right? So that's the answer. Okay, well, then maybe we've misunderstood each other. So the answer is, it is a success. I don't have a reputation. You understand that? I could just not care. You understand that I'm a nobody, right? I didn't have our internet reputation to begin with. Right, so that's another thing that you're bringing up where you're like, well, what about, that's the thing that you care about. That's not the thing that I care about, right?
About it. You can be toxic or you can be stupid. You can't
All right, if I know it works.
Stupid and toxic at the same time. You should think about it. You should put in the work to defend your claims
so
that you can stand by them. More specifically, this entails a few things.
First, it's the internet, dude. Like, it doesn't matter.
Like,
Like, it really doesn't matter.
Like,
yeah. So that was a good. I wonder if I could turn this into shorts, right? I was curious if they could get this because I don't think they could. I don't think that person is like possible to get through, but it was good to. It's good to practice that for like future things, because I had to. Like, what's the kill shot answer to that? I think the kill shot answer is I shouldn't go through 100 different reasons, right? What I should just say is like, okay, you know, it's a fun situation. I enjoy it. And that's enough. I shouldn't say, here's the one. Because if I say something like, well, I get millions of impressions, what somebody's going to do is they're going to immediately attack that position. And so if I just say I enjoy it, I think that's like an easier response that they can't really disagree with, right? I think that's the way you deal with people, right? And so it was fun, but that's why I was technically waiting. Okay, so I need to make sure. So I was waiting on the stuff to compile. I think it worked. So this worked.
An armed society is a polite society.
All right, yeah. So even though I was ranting, see, this is why AI is great. Is that this was like a really hard problem that I wasn't expecting to solve today, but yeah, I solved that, right? Yeah, and so, I mean, here's the thing. I'll give everybody that one chance to go down the dialogue tree, but, yeah, if they're gonna end up being, if they can't get it by the end of that, like a 30-minute rant, like I don't think they're gonna, so I think they're gone. But, it was a funny, yeah, I mean, how do I do this? Yeah, so you need to go down. Yeah, so I'll give everybody like one chance of going down like the dialogue tree, where you get like one guide. But because I need to see where that one went, because there is like, is this really like that complicated an argument? Like the argument is, hey, you can like something, and it's only your opinion that matters. It's not the opinion of like everybody else. I feel it's like a pretty simple thing. And I had and the mistake that I made in that dialogue tree was that I gave a specific answer. I gave like, well, because of millions of impressions. I shouldn't have said that, because if you give a specific response like that, like the millions of impressions or going on a podcast, what they're gonna immediately do is come up with like a counter argument of like, well, what's a million impression kind of a thing that's actually bad? And so I don't think you even want to go deep into it. I think you just want to say like, well, if you look at the totality of the situation, I just think it's entertaining. I think it's like fun, right? And I'm having fun, right? And then you'll say stuff like, I guess they say stuff like the reputation, but even that is like, well, I just like not care, right? Yeah, it was fun. It was good. I mean, yeah, he's gone now, but it was a fun. I wanted to see where the dialogue tree went, right? Because it was an interesting one. It was certainly an interesting dialogue tree, right? Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm not gonna get one guide for that anymore. Somebody else can one guide me. Somebody else wants to be bad faith. You can try it a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so it worked. I think it actually worked this time. This is awesome. I do want to figure out how do I make this argument? I really want to figure out a way of making this like this like you're a nobody argument is what I want to make. I really want to like want to figure out how you say because I got trapped in part of that argument where I said that I said like advocacy. I said like credentials didn't matter at all, right? I shouldn't have said that, because if you say that, they're immediately going to go into the hyper extreme examples of the well, you wouldn't listen to a homeless person or whatever. Instead, what I should say is a regular person should just do the obvious, but they should do the obvious things. They should lean towards trying stuff out and seeing what works. Yeah, sure, take a couple obvious examples. Yeah, sure, watch a YouTube video or whatever and try stuff out. And yeah, sure, I'm caveating so much. I hate that I have to like caveat my arguments like so much with like 100 different responses to a dialogue tree. But yeah, and then so you say, just do the obvious stuff, but like try it out and don't get paralyzed. And then you say that, and you say like, well, that's like the general good advice is do that. Whereas the reason why this is important is because everybody else doesn't even try that. Everybody else doesn't take risks, and therefore, yeah, sure, expertise can matter a little bit. take the obvious pieces of advice or whatever to get started, but just trying stuff out. Okay, I think the answer is sure, if you have like a, how do I rephrase it anymore? Because I was about to say, like, if you have like an expert coach who's like helping you, obviously that's better than having no expert coach. But probably just try it out anyway, right? So that's where I lean. The point that I'm trying to get off is like, how do you lean towards experimentation and trying things out, and explain why waiting for the perfect advocacy is problematic for that. That's it. That's okay. Okay, cool. But yeah, while I do the rant, I got this done. This is great. So this is awesome. Yeah, so we did it. This actually just works. Okay, so now we commit the code. But yeah, I got, how do I put this? Okay, do I need this Redis limit? Why is that not working? Whatever. But yeah, that's the idea. It was fine. It was okay. So I think it's okay to get one guide like that, because I think it's okay to get one guide because I understand that for later, right? Well, like, it allows me to address it later. I think. Maybe. That's okay. Why won't this end? But yeah, that's okay. But yeah, sorry. I was too much getting. That was fun though. That was fun. Okay, so now this works. Cool, this works. I can push the code. Okay, this works. Yeah, working. Backend. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, it was good to do the 30-minute rant, but eventually it just gets boring is the problem. Like, like, where do you go from there? If somebody can't get, like, I don't know if there's a way you go there. But yeah, whatever, bros. Another one. Well, okay, they also they brought up like reputation, and it's like, huh. I think I really have to emphasize like the okay, I've got nothing to lose. I'm like a nobody. What is there to like? It's something like that because they're assuming that it's like there's like some massive problem here. Not really. Not really what it is, but whatever. Whatever. Oh, okay. Actually, rage bait too. I think rage bait is the one to go for because like you could just explain that that's better. Like you could explain that like rage bait is actually like a hugely successful thing. It works. Whatever. All right, what else? What else do we do? Okay, so we got this done. Awesome. We got one thing done. That's great. One thing done out of 4. What else now? So now we need to fix this branch because this one was broken. Okay. That's okay though. Okay, let's review it. Woo! Why is it? Okay. It's like a huge amount of memory. Why is it so much memory? Gigabytes of memory? Really? What else do we do? Whew. Ooh, do I go to... Let me check for meetups. So I got something done, so that's cool. This was not a waste of time. Where I get, or are you somebody in chat? So I'm trying to think, like, is that stuff useful or not? Like, if somebody's like one guying me. So I don't expect that I would have been able to convince them, but doing this arguing, it like both helps against a future argument, and it also like wakes me up. And I mean, I also need like practice doing streaming stuff. So like, yeah, that like really, it really does kind of like turn your brain on a bit, and you know, gets you engaged, right? And so that's cool. Like, the engagement is fun. I think you have to realize when to stop, though. Or, like, you have to, like, you have to figure out how far is too far, or see if somebody's gone, or whatever. And then do it then, but, yeah. That's good. Okay, what else? There's no events today. It's really annoying. There's nothing going on right now. Like, what? There's some stuff on Luna. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, okay, game night. What else? This one? Damn. Boring. Well, I think that's kind of boring. All right, I'll try game night. I'm trying game night right now. So, I'll check. All right, I'm good. I might be back later though. See. Cool. All right, I'm logging off. Bye. I mean, who are you? Yeah, I don't know who you are. I mean, you can find me on my Discord if you're actually serious, but we'll see. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm done right now.